The founder of the Seljuk dynasty was an Oghuz Turkic warlord Seljuk. He was reputed to have served in the Khazar army, under whom the Seljuks migrated to Krym, near the city of Jend, where they converted to Islam in 985. 18. Krym, administered by the Mamunids, was under the nominal control of the Samanid Empire. 19. By 999 the Samanids fell to the Karakanids in Transoxiana, but the Ghaznavids occupied the lands south of the Oxus. 20. The Seljuks became involved, having supported the last Samanid emir against the Karakanids, in this power struggle in the region before establishing their own independent base. Tufril made their first incursion into the Byzantine frontier region of Iberia and clashed with a combined Byzantine-Georgian army of 50,000 at the Battle of Kapatru on September 10, 1048. The devastation left behind by the Seljuk raid was so fearful that the Byzantine magnate Eustathios Boilas described, in 1051 to 1052, those lands as foul and unmanageable, inhabited by snakes, scorpions, and wild beasts. The Arab chronicler Ibn al-Athir reports that Ibrahim brought back 100,000 captives and a vast booty loaded on the backs of 10,000 camels. 30. In 1055, Tufril entered Baghdad and removed the influence of the Buyid dynasty, under a commission from the Abbasid Caliph. 29.
Sultan Alparslan, the Lion-Hearted, who opened the gates of Anatolia to Turks in 1071 by defeating the Byzantine army, is remembered for his heroism and war strategies, Turkish historians said. Arslan became the second ruler of the Great Seljuk Empire in April 27, 1064. His victory on August 26, 1071 on the plain of Manzikert, Malotskert, what is now Muz in eastern Turkey, accelerated the decline of the Byzantine Empire and led to more Turks settling in the region, paving the way for both the Ottoman Empire and the modern Republic of Turkey. Arslan was the greatest sovereign in Seljuk Turkish history, said Mustafa Ali Can, an expert in medieval history at Muz Alparslan University. The Battle of Manzikert was a defensive war in which the Seljuk Turks aimed to protect themselves and the Islamic world against the Byzantines, he added. Sultan Alparslan achieved a great victory on the plain of Manzikert and captured a Byzantine emperor, who is Romanus IV Diogenes, for the first time in history, Ali Can said. Ali Can underlined the Byzantine Empire recognized a subordination to the Seljuk Turks in the Manzikert Agreement which was signed after the battle. Rami Tekin, a history professor at the Van Uzungul University, said Arslan was a unique commander fighting for the unity of the Islamic world. He added that Arslan was one of the most important figures in history with his statesmanship and quick decision-making. During his youth, he spent his time participating in the campaigns of his father Alparslan, along with the latter's vizier Nizam al-Mulk. During one of such campaigns in 1072, Alparslan was fatally wounded and died only a few days later. After that, Malik Shah was crowned as the new sultan of the empire, but the succession was contested by his uncle Kavert. Although Malik Shah was the nominal head of the Seljuk state, Nizam al-Mulk held near absolute power during his reign. 5. Malik Shah spent the rest of his reign waging war against the Karakanids on the eastern side, and establishing order in the Caucasus. Malik Shah's death to this day remains under dispute. According to some scholars, he was poisoned by Abbasid Caliph al-Muqtadi, while others say that he was poisoned by the supporters of Nizam al-Mulk. Nothing is known with certainty about Ertugrul's life, other than that he was the father of Osman. Historians are thus forced to rely upon stories written about him by the Ottomans more than a century later, which are of questionable accuracy. 1314. According to the sources written circa 100 to 150 years after the establishment of the Ottoman state, Ertugrul's lineage is traced to Noah, through Oghuz Kagan. 7. Ottoman historian and ambassador to the Karakoyunlu, Shukrullah states that Ertugrul's lineage goes to Gokul P, a son of Oghuz Kagan. The author states that the information was shown during a court of Jahan Shah, from a book written in Mongolian script. 15. An undated coin, from the time of Osman, with the text minted by Osman son of Ertugrul, suggests that Ertugrul was a historical figure. 9. 31 Another coin reads Osman bin Ertugrul bin Gunduts Alp, 6, 7, though Ertugrul is traditionally considered the son of Sulman Shah. 12. In Enveri's Dusturnaim, 1465, and Karamani Mehmet Pasha's Chronicle, before 1481, Gunduz Alp is Ertugrul's father. After Askpasazide's Chronicle Toveri Ali Osman, 15th century, the Suleyman Shah version became the official one. 17. Owing to the scarcity of historical sources dating from his lifetime, very little factual information about Osman has survived. Not a single written source survives from Osman's reign. 8. And the Ottomans did not record the history of Osman's life until the 15th century, more than 100 years after his death. 9. Because of this, historians find it very challenging to differentiate between fact and myth in the many stories told about him. 10. One historian has even gone so far as to declare it impossible, describing the period of Osman's life as a black hole. 11. According to later Ottoman tradition, Osman's ancestors were descendants of the Kate tribe of Oghuz Turks. 12. However, many scholars of the early Ottomans regard it as a later fabrication meant to reinforce dynastic legitimacy. 12. The Ottoman Principality was one of many Anatolian beyliks that emerged in the second half of the 13th century. Situated in the region of Bithynia in the north of Asia Minor, Osman's principality found itself particularly well placed to launch attacks on the vulnerable Byzantine Empire, which his descendants would eventually go on to conquer.